Joel Osteen's empire reached $110 million by 2020. But then an event shifted the entire landscape. By 2025, sources claim he shed $60 million over just 5 years. His sprawling estate hit the market. His luxury aircraft vanished. Employees at Lakewood Church began facing quiet layoffs. Yet the stunning twist is this: Joel's current income stream isn't from sermons. It's an activity his followers would find unimaginable. The pastor who guided millions toward abundance is now in dire straits, and his hidden revenue method will stun you. Joel Osteen arrived on March 5, 1963, in Houston, Texas. As the youngest among 6 siblings, he grew up in a home filled with preaching, devotion, and production cables. His dad, Joel Osteen, had previously served as a Southern Baptist minister but broke away to forge his own path. In 1959, before Joel's birth, John transformed a rundown feed warehouse on Houston's outskirts into Lakewood Church's initial site. It was simple, yet 90 attendees appeared that opening day. That modest group planted the roots of a colossal movement. John's approach broke from convention. He incorporated dynamic oratory, miraculous recoveries, and glossolalia. These elements clashed with Baptist norms, but they ignited passion, and membership surged. Joel observed this transformation from the pews, not as a reluctant pastor's child, but as a youth absorbing the thrill of innovation and the cadence of belief that pulsed through each gathering. That cadence faltered in 1981. At 18, Joel learned his mom, Joel Osteen, had terminal liver cancer. It was beyond medical intervention. Physicians discharged her with no further hope. The household atmosphere transformed. Joel saw his father assemble relatives and trusted allies, converting their den into a space for intercession. On December 11, 1981, Dodie affirmed her conviction would sustain her. Her frail, declining form miraculously revived. She overcame the illness, baffling experts. She endured. She authored a volume titled Healed of Cancer, which turned into a faith narrative shared among parishioners. Joel assisted in copying those recordings. He witnessed how that pivotal instance, one assertion of restoration, formed a foundational spiritual support for the household and congregation. That tale would later mold Joel's views on optimism, wonders, and the power of resolute declarations. But Joel's youth wasn't solely spotlights and supernatural events. He attended an ordinary secondary school and enjoyed typical adolescent pursuits: athletics, buddies, simple pastimes. He disliked addressing crowds. He shunned the ministry. He favored filming. He enjoyed post-production. He preferred the subtle mastery of narrative from the sidelines. Thus, as Lakewood expanded from 90 to thousands by the 1970s, Joel focused on mastering gear. He aided his dad in starting a regular TV program that gradually spread to 100 nations. This wasn't casual. Joel was crafting the church's on-air persona, creating content that extended beyond physical boundaries. Still, folks anticipated he'd eventually minister. He evaded it. He lacked the vocation. Not at that point. His dad's background loomed quietly. Joel Osteen, born in 1927, had led as a Baptist, but experienced a profound revelation that severed ties. That epiphany birthed Lakewood. It began in the warehouse, but by 1960, attendance exceeded 1,000. Broadcasts gained traction, attracting crowds to his blend of restoration teachings and wealth doctrines. He portrayed belief as capable of constructing realities, curing ailments, and lifting folks from hardship. Yet all this carried burdens. As a child, Joel noticed his father drained post-sermons, struggling to juggle authority and home life. The residence felt like a sermon annex. Even meal discussions intertwined with religious discourse. Then surfaced the concealed chapter of their saga. Prior to Dodie, John had wed once earlier. His union with Emma Jean Schaffer dissolved in the early 1950s. Few discussed it. It wasn't publicized by the church. In that era, a divorced cleric damaged reputations, so they concealed it thoroughly. Joel matured in a faith-centered home, yet influenced by omissions in certain areas. That reticence instructed him on the gap between public facades and private truths. It would subsequently affect his demeanor, perpetually cheerful, upbeat, seldom allowing shadows to emerge prominently. The family's budget was constrained initially. Their dwelling was unassuming. Joel observed his dad authoring volume after volume, totaling 45. Many were independently printed. Initial revenues were modest, but these texts disseminated John's doctrines extensively. In his adolescence, Joel already assisted in overseeing the expanding broadcast efforts. By age 19, he essentially managed Lakewood's video operations. No divinity education, no homily delivered, but he understood framing scenes, cutting footage, timing breaks, and noting his dad's attire on yellow pads to prevent on-screen duplicates. He was constructing something, not via oratory, but through controls. He finished high school in 1981 and joined Oral Roberts University in Tulsa. He selected broadcasting studies, not divinity. He endured one semester. The rigid faith setting felt mismatched. He craved practical experience, not worship sessions and academic arguments. Thus, he departed. Returning to Houston in 1982, he immersed himself in Lakewood's media division. His father persisted in urging him to speak. Joel continued declining. He concentrated on establishing Lakewood's inaugural pro-level studio. Funds were limited. Gear was pre-owned. He acquired skills through practice. While worshippers viewed only refined shows, Joel orchestrated from the booth, refining angles, illuminating sets, splicing reels, and ensuring his dad's messages were sharp, clear, and transmission prepared. By 1984, Sunday crowds swelled to 6,600. The church's screen presence surged, wealth-focused messages fused with contemporary imagery. Joel remained unseen, enabling others to glow, particularly his dad. During this era, he began courting Victoria. She became his trusted advisor, someone for candid revelations. He confided he avoided preaching, that his role was offstage. They wed in 1987, and she supported him as he fortified Lakewood's technical base. Joel's brothers and sisters pursued varied routes. Paul served as a health missionary overseas. Lisa collaborated on publications. Family meals often grew heated, revolving around doctrine, guidance, and aspirations. Joel typically remained silent. He avoided attention. His efforts involved cables, lenses, post-production. He wasn't conducting devotions. He was assembling narratives. In the summer of 1982, Joel Osteen was merely 19 and had abandoned Oral Roberts University after 1 year. He resisted the call to preach, yet in concept haunted him. He informed his dad, Joel Osteen, Lakewood's founder, of his desire to initiate a TV outreach from nothing. No expertise, no template, just leased equipment, a loaned space, and sheer willpower. That autumn, their debut episode aired modestly on a Houston public channel, viewed by hundreds. No glamour, no crowd, no grand ambitions. But Joel treated each segment earnestly. By 1983, sans formal training or conventional paths, Joel gained ordination via Lakewood. He stayed off stage, but absorbed backstage intricacies. He manually refined each show, guided shots, and logged his dad's clothing on lined pads to ensure seamless edits. Over 17 years, Joel never faltered. He personally handled over 800 hours of refined programming by decade's end. Saturdays involved prep at his dad's home, selecting wardrobes and planning visuals for services. By 1987, Lakewood reached millions weekly across 100 countries. Joel's unseen toil wasn't merely operational. He erected a worldwide presence incrementally, broadcast by broadcast, with a dedication few perceived and even fewer grasped. Beneath the spotlights and cabling, Joel uncovered a concerning issue by the mid-1980s. Lakewood teetered financially. Costs mounted while contributions lagged. John led with passion, but scant business acumen. So Joel acted discreetly. Without informing his dad, he solicited local Houston enterprises, markets, furniture outlets, even mortuaries, offering endorsements on Lakewood's airtime for funding. In 2 years, he tripled media revenues. From under $100,000 in 1985, it surpassed $300,000 by 1987. That covert effort provided relief. He channeled it into upgrades, better lenses, illumination, broader distribution. It diverged from his dad's ministry style, but it succeeded. Then, in 1987, Joel executed a surprising strategy. He persuaded Lakewood's leadership to fund KTBU TV 45, a local indie station. This transcended airtime purchases. Joel deployed church funds to construct the outlet entirely: gear, studios, operations. It exceeded $2 million, era-adjusted value. A huge gamble for any congregation, especially one stabilizing finances. But by 1990, the channel transmitted Lakewood to 10 million U.S. households. Contentious among seniors, yet profoundly impactful beyond expectations. Through the 1990s, Joel's shifts seldom dipped below 12 hours. He served as cutter, overseer, illuminator, and inspector. Every perspective, shade, audio element counted. He insisted on elite quality. To him, Lakewood shows rivaled Prime Sports or galas. He clashed with underperforming crew. Operators required precision. Audio techs demanded flawlessness. He still shunned preaching, leaving it to his dad. Joel favored obscurity, connections, cutting suites. Then January 1999 arrived. Mere days post his hesitant debut sermon, Joel's reality shattered. His dad, Joel Osteen, succumbed abruptly to cardiac failure on January 23rd at 77. Joel had preached once, just 6 days prior. For years, he'd declined. Now no alternatives existed, no strategy, no reserve. Thousands grieved, eyeing this mild-mannered figure, attempting guidance amid sorrow. The assembly required more than oratory. They needed stability. He didn't rush. Joel proffered the role to kin first. None agreed. He wavered, but Victoria, his spouse, gently urged him. On October 3, 1999, Joel became Lakewood's lead pastor. He acquired not merely a platform, but a $90 million annual entity with global initiatives, outdated facilities, and internal skepticism. Soon, offerings fell 20%. The organization strained. Joel infused personal funds for equilibrium. No acclaim, no swift triumph, only strain, anxiety, and the heavy burden of an inescapable legacy. He recognized rapid adjustments were essential, so he condensed talks to 20 minutes. He integrated modern tunes, making gatherings lively and inviting. Within 12 months, Sunday numbers rose from 6,000 to over 10,000. It astonished veterans. Joel didn't merely update material. He streamlined the vibe, gentler, rooted in aspiration. Simultaneously, he managed media, capturing, directing, airing. In October 1999, the Joel Osteen program debuted. Months later, 2 million viewed. His manner was polished, warm, no condemnation, just lens, grin, and uplift about renewal. Not all backed him. Legacy personnel, loyal to John's classics, opposed changes. By mid-1999, finances plunged fully. The 20% tithe decline pressured everything. Joel liquidated assets to sustain operations. A $90 million operation demands more than optimism. He trimmed costs, decided toughly, initiated urgent drives, and utilized all broadcast tactics. Gradually, stability returned. The same relentless drive from editing now steered administrative choices. In 1999, Lakewood drew thousands weekly. But under Joel Osteen's helm, growth detonated. By 2005, attendance touched 15,000. The venue overflowed. Thus, they targeted the Compaq Center, former Houston Rockets hub. After negotiations and politics, Lakewood secured a 30-year rental, advancing $11.8 million. Revamping the vast arena into a faith hub cost nearly $100 million. They installed cascades, plush chairs, reshaping the 6,500-seat space into an opulent haven. Upon July 2005 relocation, Lakewood emerged as America's biggest church, redefining mega-ministry aesthetics. The expense was immense. They borrowed $100 million from Bank of America after rejections elsewhere. Yet nearly 2 decades on, something exceptional occurred. On December 31st, 2023, Joel Osteen declared full repayment. It required years of dedicated giving. Parishioners contributed 10% consistently. Despite obligations, outreach persisted, undiminished. Osteen addressed the crowd in January 2024, stressing it stemmed from belief, not coercion. It succeeded. That clearance wasn't solely monetary. It marked a benchmark in large-scale religious financing. As expansion unfolded, Lakewood emphasized inclusivity. Osteen recruited diverse personnel, initiated Spanish worship, and engaged Houston's Hispanic groups. By 2010, Lakewood transcended locality. Broadcasts hit 200 million households on 6 continents. Multilingual formats spread positivity universally. They leveraged satellites, audio shows, international gatherings, a fresh evangelism model. This wasn't mere weekly ritual, it was an international trademark. But triumph invited perils. In 2003, a bookkeeper siphoned $200,000. Rapid scaling outpaced fiscal safeguards. By 2017, budgets swelled to $90 million plus. The theft surfaced via external review. The alert prompted stricter protocols and audits, yet the episode scarred, illustrating vulnerability without vigilance. By 2005, Lakewood's yearly allocation neared $90 million, mostly for airing and extension. Joel and Victoria Osteen opted against church paychecks, sustaining via publications. This fact bolstered defenses against detractors accusing faith profiteering. Osteen highlighted his unpaid status, yet inquiries persisted. In 2017, collections totaled $89 million, merely $1.2 million aided missions. Remainder fueled operations, media, payroll, utilities, worldwide activities. Meanwhile, the Osteens resided in a $10.5 million riverside villa, facing $260,000 plus annual taxes. The disparity sparked scrutiny, then the publications. In 2004, Joel Osteen unveiled Your Best Life Now. It skyrocketed. Within months, over 8 million sold. It topped charts 2 years running. By 2014, earnings exceeded $55 million. That debut elevated him from cleric to international writer. It redefined his finances and paved for sequels. Become a Better You fetched $13 million in payments. Osteen's prose built a kingdom. By 2011, he switched from Simon & Schuster to Hachette's Faith Words. Next, I Declare moved 30,000 units weekly. His concise, potent, success-oriented affirmations resonated with seekers of inspiration. He wasn't peddling pages. He offered drive, and it thrived. Screened messages boosted sales. Sales drew back to messages, a symbiotic cycle of content, creed, and capital. His broadcast scope was vast. By 2008, 10 million US viewers tuned weekly. He featured globally, packing venues for Nights of Hope. A 2009 Yankee Stadium event netted $300,000 via admissions and backers. These transcended rituals, staged spectacles with illumination, melodies, oratory. Attendees invested. It was premium devotion. Osteen extended to sound. In 2013, Breakout debuted as audiobook, over 9 hours, swiftly topping Audible with 1,665 star reviews, reaching multitudes. It wasn't merely content. His soothing, motivational delivery evoked response, and it wasn't emotional alone. Contributions rose 15% post-launch. Audio drove finances. But 2015 exposed another angle. An ex-assistant sued, alleging Osteen didn't author his works. Per claims, proxies handled drafting. Osteen supplied frameworks and motifs. The suit targeted hits like I Declare and Breakout. Skeptics attacked. Fans felt deceived. In authenticity-driven markets, delegation eroded trust. The uproar illuminated industry norms. Famous figures often outsource. But for Joel, visuals suffered. His image rested on intimate uplift. Farming it out fractured the facade. Joel Osteen encountered Victoria in the early 1980s at his dad's church. By 1987, they tied the knot. They remained discreet for years, until 2004. Then they acquired a $10.5 million residence in Houston's upscale River Oaks. The property was regal, Mediterranean design, 17,000 square feet, 6 suites, 6 baths, pool, annex, 3 lifts, spanning nearly 2 acres. Attention followed. Coverage emphasized not scale, but hypocrisy. Osteen advocated wealth to struggling masses, yet dwelled in elite environs. Records indicated $260,000 yearly levies. Joel clarified no exemptions. It wasn't clerical housing. It was divine reward. But the abode transcended controversy. It symbolized permission for clerics to embrace extravagance openly. Its grandeur mirrored his reach. By 2005, Victoria landed in different spotlights. Accused of exiting Houston's airport with $2,200 in unpaid goods, labeled theft. Charges dropped for insufficient proof, but perception lingered. Media looped it. Comics mocked. Joel countered via sermon, defending, invoking seclusion, conviction, kin. Ratings dipped 10% as some distanced, questioning a grace-preaching family's mishap. He advanced regardless. Addresses continued. Victoria remained allied. The clan expanded with the mission. By 2003, she co-led. She organized female summits, issued her texts. Son Jonathan, 1995, managed footage. Daughter Alexandra, 1998, pursued vocals. By 2010, Joel helmed a familial enterprise. Detractors termed it lineage favoritism. Lakewood stood firm, doctrine unchanged, belief bonds horizon. From stage to studio, family threads wove throughout, deliberately. In 2011, more stir. A $2.9 million retreat in California's Sea Ranch. Serene, scenic, distant from Texas, equally debated. Amid post-2008 recovery, it seemed disconnected. To supporters, it validated teachings, conviction, generosity, righteousness yielded gifts. For Joel, a gift. Critics deemed it perilous dogma. Overseers labeled deceptive. The villa, getaway, travels fueled dialogue. Joel persisted, beaming, affirming divine favor. By 2015, wealth estimates hit $50 million. Prosperity amplified scrutiny. In 2017's Hurricane Harvey, Houston eyed Lakewood's response. Initially shuddered. Outrage erupted. Why withhold aid from the devastated? Joel cited coverage, risks, setup, then access granted. He gave $1 million personally, mobilized rebuilders and suppliers. Critique eased, not erased. He cast it as trial, actioned faith, transformed suffering. Funds shadowed him. In 2020, Lakewood accepted $4.4 million federal PPP for pandemic-hit entities, with 368 staff eligible, but optics questioned amid Joel's $100 million fortune. Luxury images recirculated, Harvey delays recalled. Backlash intensified. In October 2021, full repayment occurred. Funds solely salaried, not personal. Statement clear, discourse ongoing. That year, murmurs headlined. IRS probed wealth ministers for years. Joel topped lists. A 2007 Rooted review showed $89 million media flows via individual paths. Not unlawful, but intricate. His divine favor wealth wasn't just critiqued, it attracted scrutiny. Mega scale, aired, royalty rich, unlike typical audits. Detractors branded heresy, consumerism veiled as holy writ. Joel held steady. Donate freely, exist devoutly, anticipate rewards. Then, February 11, 2024, mid-Spanish service, a woman entered Lakewood with AR-15, firing. Janesse Yvonne Moreno, 36, acted solo amid mental struggles. A 57-year-old and 7-year-old suffered grave wounds. Body cam captured pandemonium, news spread nationwide. Joel appeared grave, urging mercy and supplication. But safeguards queried. Budget ample, why insufficient? Church invested $500,000 in enhancements. Trauma endured. Sanctuary turned scene. Concurrently, a fable viralized. Joel lost $60 million pandemic-wise. It proliferated, yet false. Experts crunched. Sales stable. Fees consistent. By 2025, fortune ascended to 110 million. Texts like "Your best life now" and "Next level thinking" exceeded 10 million units worldwide. Podcast tallied 6 million annual pulls. No church wage, earnings from deals, rights, gatherings. The loss yarn, bait. Wealth expanded. At 62, Joel Osteen still fronts Lakewood, addressing 50,000 plus weekly. From 1999's 6,000 post-dads passing, now US's largest assembly, perhaps globally. His overflow with hope heirs to 200 million in 100 lands. Impact digitized, volumes, audio, streams. Yet legacies mark. In 2024, Lakewood cleared $100 million remodel debt to Bank of America. Joel teared, announcing, "Debtless. 2 decades chipped, post-rejections. Millions outflowed to aid sans default. Skeptics dubbed fiction, debt sunk. That proved contrary. Owned outright. Cleared ledgers." Joel grinned, not for figures, but donors' devotion.